Hey everyone, Coco here, and welcome to the Dragon's Den. In this episode, we'll be breaking down team fights from this week's CompeteLeague Premiere League, looking at games from each division and dissecting every side, angle, and factor of the fights. Let's get to it. In our Bronze and Silver League, Out of Mana faced off against SBK Black. 20 minutes in, SBK begins a contest for the Infernal Drake in an attempt to gain an element of advantage. However, Out of Mana's jungler Progress snuffs out that flame by stealing away the dragon while his team follows up to initiate a fight. Clamping down on the members of SBK, Revolution denies the retreat of 4 members, giving his team a 4-for-2 trade. Let's go back to how this all started. At the beginning of the call, SBK was already at a disadvantage. Being 3 towers and 5,000 gold down, they were starving for any sign of a favorable claim. With little vision in Blue's jungle, 4 members grouped for a hastily set up dragon. On the side of Out of Mana, Jinja and Revolution were already at the doorstep to contest the call, while Progress was scurrying in. At this stage in the game, the only significant damage coming out of SBK was Pleblanc's Caitlyn, which isn't enough to burst down the dragon before Progress could challenge. Flashing into a smite fight, it's easier for Elise to burst down the dragon. With her Q dealing damage based on missing health, as well as being a level ahead, Progress smites away the Drake, but leaving himself in the sights of SBK's incoming damage. Meanwhile, Sir Jax Renekton was teleporting in on the back flank as the rest of his team continues to find kills on the retreating SPK. But not before the rabble-rouser is able to throw out a crucial explosive cask, separating the team and delivering Pleblanc and Arrow to Jinja's Lucian, while Sir Jack and Josh deny the retreat of I-Heal and Colt, with only Skill Shot leaving the fight. In the end, SBK Black's desperate dragon call went awry due to lack of vision on the backside of Dragon. In our Golden Platinum League, Rabid Rabbits and Optimal Esports battled off in the bot lane as the Rabbits believed to have found a few easy picks. However, Optimal Esports retaliated with a well-coordinated counter-engage which ended in an all-out teamfight and victory for Optimal Esports. The majority of this win was due to crucial plays and prioritization to start the engagement from Nylon, and the rest of the Rabbits is scattered onto different members. Nylon and Flyers look for Derwick, Defamation is positioned to where only Lunar's Warwick is the viable target, and Spice seeks out Across's Xayah. However, Across plays a crucial Featherstorm, which denies Spice's unleashed power a kill, as well as Flyers' Let's Bounce a catch onto a damage dealer. During this time, Get Me's Rumble had teleported in and landed a 3-man equalizer. With the trail of fire on their rear, the remaining members of Flyers and Batman attempt to hold a front line for Defamation to stand behind. However, Spray and Pray was already used and crucial damage tools were exhausted, leaving Optimal Esports the freedom to catch up and take 4 members as well as the first tier turret in the bottom lane. In this fight, you have to hand it to the crucial Featherstorm from Across, as well as the swift reply from Get Me and Kitsune to turn the fight into their favor and come out with an optimal result. Our Diamond and Above League game of Nerve Esports against NCSU Prime is with an engage onto Nerve's backline. Penguin and the rest of the NCSU squad were already ahead by 8,000 gold, but even with the lead, it was still risky to go for a Baron play without eliminating some members of Nerve first. Once they were able to find picks onto the jungler and damage dealers, even at the cost of losing their support and AD carry, they still had enough damage and a smite to secure Baron and push forward into Nerve's base. In this case, Penguin and Hani found Neo's Lulu and Jospin's Xayah out of position and away from Swamp's Sejuani. With being choked in the jungle, there was no escape for the duo to get away from the constant slow and chase of NCSU's team. However, Neo is able to keep them alive with wild growth so Jospins can retaliate. Shadow Vision's Talia has looped his way past the front line of Nerve Esports, picking up the kill onto Xayah and then turning towards Swamp to take care of him. Bishpop had just eliminated Rift Dog, and with the help of Crozari and Neo, was able to take down Hani. Unfortunately, Neo was already low from the previous engagement, and NCSU's frontline is barely scratched. With Crow's skill set exhausted and the massive gold lead from Penguin's Olaf and Whopper's Galio, this leaves Nerve Esports in a poor 3v2 situation, with not enough damage and utility to get to Shadow Visions and is forced to retreat. With both the teams coming out of the jungle, NCSU's earlier gold advantage and impenetrable frontline, as well as Shadow Vision's positioning, left them with enough tools to solidify the fight and grab the Baron at the end of it. Thanks for watching this week's Dragon's Den. Be sure to stay tuned for next week's CompeteLeague teamfight breakdowns and subscribe for more League of Legends and esports content. See you soon!